So here's a proof where we've been given that a ray is bisecting an angle. So we have ray BA is this ray here. It's bisecting angle DBC, so it's bisecting this angle here. That is creating congruent angles. Bisect means congruent angles. So I label these two angles congruent. That's the first piece of given information. It told me that angle 1 was congruent to angle 2. Now that's my congruent statement. Remember, every given piece of information needs to lead us to a congruent statement. If it's not one in and of itself, it leads us to one, and those are two separate steps in my proof now. Segment BC is congruent to segment BD. These are congruent segments. I have two congruent statements in my proof now. Here's one, here's two. I need that third one. So I have to look, do I have vertical angles? The answer to that is no, but they do share a segment. These two triangles share a segment BA. That's the reflexive property. I will label it as such and state that segment BA is congruent to itself. Now I have the three congruent statements I need. I'm looking to prove that the triangles are congruent. I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and my proof statement is 5, a 5-step proof. Into our statements, we always start with our given. So segment or ray BA, it needs to be a ray, bisects angle DBC, and that was given to us. That led me, so this is our key here, it's leading me to a congruent statement. So right after I make the statement that ray BA bisects angle DBC, I need to state what that told me. That told me that angle 1 was congruent to angle 2. The reason for that is that when a ray bisects an angle, it divides the angle into two congruent angles. So I've used my given and what it led me to. I need my next congruent statement. It's a given. Segment BC is congruent to segment BD. So segment BC is congruent to segment BD, and that's given. I have in my proof now 1, 2 congruent statements. I cannot have my proof statement until I've listed all three. So I've gone 1, 2, and 3. My last one has to be my reflexive property. The fact that segment BA is congruent to itself. All of my congruent statements are in my statement column. My reasons are always in my reason column. The reason that these are congruent is the reflexive property. And once I have those three statements listed, I have enough to prove that my triangles are congruent. So I can go to my proof statement. It's always my last. Triangle ABC congruent to triangle ABD. The last part is to tell us why. Why are the triangles congruent? Which one of our methods did we use? Remember, we have 5 of them. Side, 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 angle, side, angle, side, angle, 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 side, and HL congruence. We can eliminate HL congruence. We don't have a right angle, it can't be the hypotenuse leg. I can eliminate side, side, side congruence because I don't have one of my sides as corresponding and congruent. If I hide one triangle, I encourage you to do this. Take a sheet of paper, do something, hide it. It'll help you see which one of our methods we are using. If I look at just this triangle here, I see that I have two sides and an angle. The only method that uses two sides and an angle is side angle side. We just double check to make sure it's the angle that's included by my two sides, meaning the angle that's made up by the two sides. It is. So side angle side congruence is the reason the triangles are congruent.